Hello everyone, welcome. Let me set up real quick some stuff. I just want to pop this thing out so I can see the chat. All right. Sorry if you see a ton of lines. I'm gonna keep them up. They help me a lot. How's everybody? How do you guys do today? I'm gonna be looking at chat on Gold Stock Streams where there was the last stack of here. I'm gonna put my alert right there so you guys can see it. Chat with me right here. All right. And if you guys, in the meantime, can find out some setups for tomorrow, that'll be great. Um, we'll look at them, we'll rate them, and we'll consider them for tomorrow. I have a couple ones, but if you guys come up with something, we can analyze it together and we can see if we have something for tomorrow, right? It'll be your own work, so that'll be great. Um, hi. So we're just gonna give it a couple of minutes and we'll start. Just a couple of minutes and we'll go for it. Yeah, take the time to remember the scanner that I shared the other day. Use it to find setups, or if you find something that you like just by looking at it, just by scouting the charts, let me know. We're looking for a possible green day tomorrow. So um, I'll show you the scanner. It's right here. Right here. Play with it. I I guess one day we'll do a session on how to use it, but play with it for right now because it's very important. I mean, it's only a stocks on the S&P 500. Remember that. There's other scanners that offer the same help, but the what's it called? Without the with more stocks, But it's just a lot. Sometimes there's a lot of noise, and most of the highest liquidity will be on the stocks inside the S&P 500. So that's what I say that. So we're looking at some stuff that is bearish, and we're looking at some stuff that is bullish. And I'm gonna start with actually SPX. I mean, there's two ways to look at this market right now, because a lot of people are tuning in to look at ES, and this is what I mostly use. But we have a new contract, and the old contract is expiring on Friday. And if you look at only the new contract, the lines are a little bit different, right? All in all, we just have to look at the levels itself, you know. Mm, all in all, the levels itself, and then if you have any questions like, oh, what contract should I be looking at? The ES U22, the ES Z22, or just ES? Instead, you can just go to the SPX and they'll show you only the cash session and how can you go from there? Okay. All right. So, all right. Let's talk about SPX daily right here. I guess we gave it enough time. We usually start like 5 minutes into 9, but we have enough people and we'll see. See. Oh, I'm sorry. Oops. Sorry, I forgot to put this stream. Sorry, Vic. Sorry. All right. Just send a message real quick. All right. Just sending a message. So I got asked for a link somewhere else, and I'm sharing it real quick. All right. So start off with SPX. Where are we? What happened? And how can we have making assessments out of this? Okay. So let's go back a little bit and recognize where we rejected at the highs right here. What have we done at the highs right here? Rejected off of this main trend line, so the bear market is still on until this gets breached. This is the indication of the lower highs that we've been having. They're still playing out. And now inside this trend line, we are also inside this other uptrend right here, right? So we're basically making a descending triangle. So if you want to call this squishing between the trend line right here and this squishing between the uptrend right here. Now we have a couple of sub trend lines that played out a few weeks ago, right? The breakup of this steep uptrend, boom, into the downside, and then there's lower highs that were breached to the upside right here. Now, to be calling for more downside is still dangerous because we're battling this trend line, right? With this highs right here. So we will need to see that breach right here. Now we did breach this one right here, so that one I will say it's more like a trap, right? Like you would have confirmed that you broke this downtrend with this candle, but the next thing you know is, I mean, you're back below it thanks to CPI. So not very bullish going back inside something that you already broke out. So we're looking for something for this to break, right? For continuation. Now the Fibonacci perspective calls that from this high to this low, we're rejecting around roughly the 50% mark off of it, right? 50% mark of that retracement, we rejected off of it and came back down. That's usually calls for a test of the low or a 10% extension or the 50% extension right here. So watching it carefully, right? But not everything goes in a straight line. So as the same thing happened right here, remember there was a bullish one that was playing out from when we went from this low to this high right here. So if we went from here to here, the market for it to not fall in its face should hold above the 618 retracement. The last call for alcohol. So when that gets breached, when you have a daily candle close below it, the most likely scenario is that the odds are increasingly higher that you're gonna hit the 100% retracement up to here. Meaning, yeah, it's gonna go to this, right? That's it. That's the target. That's the aim. Now it doesn't go down in a straight line. This move was super fast that it got overextended. So what you do is get a FIBO perspective from this high, this drop right here, into this low. Boom. Since I'm anchoring right now, you're not supposed to anchor it until you know you're at the like reversing higher, but we have a green candle, right? It's not that you have to look at the color of the candle, but I mean the close is higher than the open, and we basically have this right here. So for this to turn around again, we can look for any of those retracements right here, the 38, the 50, or the 618 to short, and then bring it back down. The 20 EMA is somewhat extended, so if we hit this 20 on somewhere one of those retracements, I'll do some shorting, right? Some hero shorts, not hero shorts, but I'll look for some nice legs down to the downside right here because I don't think we're over, right? I don't think we're over. But like I said, we're just gonna play the upside carefully until we can see a point of turnaround, and then we can start shorting. Just because we have this very first green candle, and the market is just struggling, right? Because we have this trend line right here that it needs to get resolved, right? We need a candle close below it to understand that it's gonna go lower. And like I said, if this retraces anything like this, 10% extension kind of equals the low a little bit. So it's something that I will target, right? Which will be the 100% retracement of the move right here, which is also a 10% extension off of here. And if that breaks even further, 50%, right? Now, we do have a FIBO perspective on the weekly that's going to start from here to this high right here, which we bounce at the 618. No candle close below it. This is very important, guys. Let's not forget, like, this is the big, I guess the large picture of this move that this held right here. So if we have a candle close below this level, this is like this is a lost call for bulls right here, right? And it did manage to bounce up the 618 right here. But what happens if you have a daily candle close below it? You're looking for 100% retracement. The odds are increasingly higher. You take it level by level, it's not going to go straight down. Hopefully it does, and we're holding 0 DTs. But as of the moment, this is the aim, right? We close a candle below this, which is around 3,900. Daily candle close below 3,900. Boom, into this low right here. And there's one right here. Let me see. Oops. Let me see the big one right here. All right. So where if we end up, I mean, this is not for tomorrow, guys. Please understand that we might even have a green day, so we can short again off of this highs. I'll repeat myself. But later on, throughout the next weeks or so, if we end up making a new low, I expect something like a 10% of the move, to get hit, something like that, 35, 15 or so. You just don't know how long it's gonna play out. You have to get your positioning in the right place at the right time and ride it with the right amount of risk. That's what I'm looking at, right? So doing a little bit of recap, we will need to have some daily candles close below this trend line, below this level, which is the 618, the retracement on the bull side, and then it'll increasingly bring the odds into this low. Um, like I said, short positioning is important. I think, like I said, going back into this FIVO, we can do something like this. And another note, I am not a avid user of the 4 EMA, but that's an EMA that is so short term, so small, that if something is very strong, it will only touch that, right? So given where the 4 EMA is, the red one, we're still extended on it. So tomorrow we might just do a tag and then drop, right? So we have to see if it aligns with any of our levels or any hourly resistance or so. Do a tag and then drop it, right? So that's what I'll be looking at into tomorrow. Mm, like I said, there might be some upside, but I think it's very limited. I mean, this move is very large. If we didn't get that big of a bounce. I mean, intraday, if you look at this, um, intraday, like the bounce, I mean, there was no bounce, right? Just at the close. Some short covering. You saw the ticks. It was about 900 or so. I mean, there's just no technical bounce right there. It was people taking profits into a short right there because this trend line on the daily was unable to break. You know, no doesn't cannot be shorting into that, right? Jose, okay. So that's with the SPX, and we're just gonna look at the QQQ real quick. Actually, NQ. Look at the NQ real quick. All right. So the NQ is a little. It actually closed on a solid with a solid daily candle like that. That's a little bit weird. Have a solid green candle like that. We rejected around the what you call the golden zone between the 50 and the 618 of this move right here. It makes a little bit of sense. It's extremely bearish what it did, where it broke the trend line of the downtrend of the major downtrend, and it went back inside. That's extremely bearish. We had a break of this downtrend, so the action's a little bit tricky on this one. The trend line, I'm still keeping it because it's respecting it. So given that we did not go, we closed below the 618. I'm thinking that the odds are increasingly higher to touch its lows. But where can you position a short? It's a little weird since we can take this high to this low and see if we can align one of the levels right here into a 20 or something to start shorting again. And if it goes from here, then I don't know what to say, right? That's as much as we got. I'm gonna look at the 4 EMA right here. 4 EMA almost touches. So sometimes that's what we call the keys of death, right? The keys of death, in case that touches, and we come back down from there, right? Uh, Andy says, I'm seeing powerful energy underneath. May not happen tomorrow, Friday, but I see the bigger movies for higher. Just my 2 cents. Yeah, like I said, I think the next move there's gonna be some legs downs, but I think the next move could be higher, so we can take so we can go lower later, right? Uh, I'll just tell you that the market is constricted with quad witching days. And that's what I call. I mean, it's just a big force on the market. I don't know if you guys know, but this next Friday we have options expiration, futures expiration. Um, what else we have? I mean, it's quad witching, so it's four stuff, right? It's options, futures, um, options and futures. I don't know. Somebody tell me. Mm. I mean, I see what you have. I see that you have that we have a possible touch of a trend line higher again, the same one that we had right there, right? Um, I'm sorry, not that one, but this. I'm sorry, I'm looking at an NQ. Let me look at SPX real quick. Yeah, I mean, you have your analysis that is basically that we're gonna squish on this triangle until from this low into this downtrend into this I'm sorry, into this downtrend, from this uptrend into this downtrend, and then go from there, right? Very possible, very possible. Like if this is my assessment. If SPX does not make a turnaround at here at the 618, which is 4,040, then I'll be thinking that the odds are increasingly higher into this trend line. Anything below that, I think it still has a chance to just make a what we would call like a bear flag or a retracement into one of the like 50% of this drop and then into a leg down, right? Um, so I think I mean it's just not out of the woods to go higher yet, in my opinion. But I'll take it higher for those levels, and if it keeps on going, I'm gonna ride it more. You know, it's what I think. Um, so yeah, that's the idea. I so I just want to visit a little bit of gamma, the gamma that we have on on Spy and everything else. I'm gonna shoot you guys this website. Um, just come over to chat. I'm gonna put you guys some right here. This website right here. We have the Friday expiration plus monthly plus quarterly. Okay, I got it. Squad wishing. Okay, so yeah, so we have yeah, we have derivatives expiring on the index futures, the stock index options, the stock options, and single stock futures expire simultaneously. So four stuff happening, right? The uh, the futures options, the index options, the stock options, all at the same time. So that website that I share you guys right there, um, you can go there and put one any of the you can put any. I'm gonna put it on the screen. It's just that it becomes very white whenever I put it on my screen, but I'll do it. I'll do it just for you guys. I'm sorry. I don't mean to blind you. I don't know if something happens when I share something white. It becomes very blurry. Sorry about the flashbang. Did you guys ask? So we're gonna look at the spy for the Friday 16. We're gonna go for Friday 16 spy right here. Um, if you guys want to follow along on your own, because I feel like I'm blinding you. Um, you're gonna go to spy 916 and look at the maximum pain, which is 405. I mean, it's not exactly that we have 405 right there. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put it back in right here so I can explain you guys. So there's every spike that you see like this is basically like the red spikes are the puts, right? So every spike right here is what you would call a put wall. All of this, and the major put wall is right here. The major call wall is right here, for 410, right? So the market to expire on a very a basis of maximum pain will have to expire somewhere between this area right here between 395 to 405, I believe. It expired the most amount of puts. They are the if you notice the put amount open interest is roughly almost 3 million, and the call amount open interest almost 2 million. So puts are overwhelming calls for about a million of them, right? So it makes sense that it'll expire more puts in the it'll expire more puts into Friday. So how do you expire more puts into Friday? It's actually going higher, right? And this is just market mechanics, right? And OPEX is just so large, into um, it's such a large event for options, right? So there's sometimes you have a defined area, like sometimes if you are somewhere right here or somewhere right here, right? If we were sitting on 357s and there's a ton of puts sitting at 370, I'll expect the market to rally into 370. It's just a little harder on this quad witching day because we're actually having equal peaks on put walls and call walls right here. But I'll still stay into that the market will have to expire somewhere between this area for it to make some maximum pain on this all this put right here from this and out, and then this calls right here. So around 405, that's why it makes sense. The 405 is the maximum pain right here, if it makes any sense. Now, I always show SPY because SPX does have some put walls and call walls and all that like that. But SPY will be I mean, in my honest opinion, or what I've seen is that um, we tend to pinpoint on OPEC, on quad witching days, on whatever has the highest gamma on SPY than SPX. But for all intents and purposes, we're gonna look at SPX as well. All right. So SPX, okay, this is did not load, I guess. Let me load it again. Huh. I'm guessing it's this chart right here. This is the volume one for the puts calls at the 4,000. I don't know. Something happening because the max pain is at 200. That does not make sense. um, yeah, maybe the website's not loading correctly. Sorry about that. So let's just look at roughly QQQ max pain for the 16, and we're about 310 on max pain. It's a little far. 310 is right here. There's a very big put wall at 300. Where are we on QQQ, by the way? What's the pricing right now? We are at 296. So by Friday, I mean, I can see us go sitting around 300, right? Because of the massive put wall that we have right there at 300, and that will make sense, right? That will make sense for this put wall that we have right here. 155,000 contracts on QQQ puts open right here. And if you notice, we're overwhelming the put open interest by around 400,000. So it makes more sense to expire puts worthless, and you will be expiring calls and puts at 305, right? A lot of 310 puts right here. So if the market jumps to 310, that's actually very very possible in the QQQ, which will be around. No, they'll actually put most of the retracement right here. I kind of doubt it. So I'll shoot for at least 305 or 300, right, for the QQs on the upside, and that will be it for me, right? Max pain is when the skyscraper max pain is when the most of the options expire worthless. Um, sorry for flashing you guys with that. Open. Well, I mean, turn on the lights on your room. You're all in the dark over there. All right. So, yeah, I'm open to whatever happens on the market, right? Because I'm not gonna lean on one side only. And the reason is because there's a clear, like I said, there's clear indication on SPX to go down if we break this, right? It's not only a 618 retracement that held earlier, but it's also a trend line. And then we also have indication to go higher if we end up having to repair the structure right here of this gap, having to repair the structure of this gap into this trend line. It all makes sense, but you just have to play conservatively. All we know is that we're extended, and it's just that the market was very extended from this move down, right? This move down made it very extended. It's not con- it's not gonna continue to go down like that. Just that a lot. Remember, there's a ton of people sitting short from this move, right? Look at the 15-minute chart. There was nothing but down right here. So a little bit of trouble of the people that got short right here, a little bit of trouble, but it depends on their risk appetite. If some of them have closed, some of them didn't. They're still holding for bigger leg down or not. But you start going into higher, you're gonna put all the people that are still holding right here and the people that are weak hands on this right here in trouble, right? So that could trigger the short squeeze, and we're gonna be looking at the tick when that happens, right? The TICK. If it goes 900 or so, when they're breaching those levels, we know that shorts are getting stopped out. So we're gonna stay objectively on this. All right. So, uh, so next up, it's setups, guys. Setups. I was gonna go through all the sectors individually. We can actually, we can. We're just gonna do a quick rundown. I'm not gonna do levels or anything like that. I'm just gonna tell you if it's bullish or bearish. So energy, extremely bullish, given that it held above the 20 right here. Did not go lower. Two down, two up. Strat reverse. I'm sorry. Strat combo reversal happened. And breakup of this level can have continuation higher, so watch out for oil names and everything like that. And actually, lately, what's been performing greater than oil, because if you guys are familiar with Exxon, CVX, Oxy, and all that, the drillers have a lot more upside lately. So Apache, APA, DVN, Devon Energy, EOG, and you're just for that you're gonna be looking at XOP. We don't look at XOP that much because it's not part of the S&P 500, but those are the drillers, right? And you're gonna find some of those names going higher, like DVN today, or like I said, EOG, APA. All those names are having very bullish setups right now. Those are the drillers. It's different from the energy, but they do go related, obviously, the drillers with the energy. Uh, Next up is we're gonna look at semiconductors, not part of the S&P, but very important to look at. We continue to go lower on this attack of the 20 and drop with an inside candle. I'll be looking at break of an inside candle to guide me on semiconductors to the upside or to the downside, and I'll go from there. Right, I'm just putting my alerts right here. A break of it will a break below it. I will take some semiconductors on the SMH into the 190s, and that will be great, great, great. That'll be very cool. Um, and next up is XLY. XLY hanging below the 20. Has a huge gap, like everything else from CPI. Um, the dangling below the 20 is bearish, always. We can have a next leg downs right here. We did break the downtrend, but it's toying around that. I'm probably gonna delete it because it's just a lot of mess right here. XLU hanging above the 20, a little bit bullish inside candle. A break will bring it up to this high. So we'll watch utilities. It's not a big sector. XLK with this technology QQQ, you're gonna go under that. If that breaks, like I said, this was a big level line on the sand before, and is a line on the sand again on it. It crossed below the 618. So I am thinking that the odds are in favor of going around the 50% extension off of this move right here on technology. I have, oh, today I'm covering a little bit of jets because some of the setups are actually airlines. If you know, we had a big hammer increasing volume at these lows. We're gonna look at some airlines off of this. Communications with a hammer at the lows. That is quite bullish, holding that level. We had a major breakdown of this low, placing a new low, but I mean, it could just be going up to come back down again. It's still making lower highs and lower lows at this moment. Healthcare, extremely bearish below EMAs. Let me see this feeble retracement perspective below the 618. You know, this is extremely bearish. I'll be looking for downside on healthcare. That's why the whole S&P is not that great. Um, XLP is looking very bearish as well. Still think it has a little bit of retracement to go for before it can come lower, but XLP is not looking that great. Actually, not acting like XLU, right? XLU and XLP used to look the same, but not anymore. I think it has to do with the possible or that we are already in a recession. I have no idea. Possibly. Um, we're on the put call ratio actually. Just notice that we are above one. So more puts open right now than calls at the moment. Financials very bearish below EMAs, below the 618 on the bullseye, making a retracement around the 30 around I'm sorry on the 618, placing the 10% extension in play. So a little bit of looking for downside on financials. Extended to the downside on industrials. You know, yeah, bearish as hell, but it's still looking that it can go higher, so it can drop lower later. Real estate extremely bearish. Does not look as extended. Does not has a very bearish body candle like this. The downside on this. This is home builders looking bearish as well. Usually, real estate and home builders will move together. And materials looking extremely bearish as well, looking for another retest of all this level again later on. So we have our list of stuff that looks bullish and stuff that looks bearish, and I think I mean stuff that has a lot of weight on it is looking more bearish than bullish at the moment. You know, so uh, like I said, Excel wise a little bit weird. Thinking that it's not extremely bearish, so I'm not gonna put my given that it's holding the 618 right here, I'm just gonna hold on that to call it a bullish or bearish mode. It's a bullish bounce, but I would love it to be bearish. And so on, right? Some stuff like I say, heavyweight does not look very healthy at the moment. That's what my point is, right? Even though there's bullish and bearishness, the heavyweight does not look bullish on the all around. Uh, all right. Next up, guys, throw in your suggestions, guys. Tickers. Throw me tickers. Throw me questions. Where are my plants? Where are people? Where are the people here that's supposed to give me hard questions? J&J. Let's look at J&J for healthcare. Because I'm looking for downside in healthcare. Let's see what J&J is looking at us. Okay, super bullish candle right here on J&J. Now, does it look like a good place to short? I will say hell yeah. Daily 20, very close to the downtrend. If that breaks, I'll be looking for upside on it. But if it doesn't break, this is actually good short positioning right here, right? Lots of dark pool activity and good news. All right. I'm not aware of the news. I'm guessing that's why it's holding up like this. But I mean, be aware, right, that the real trade, the real upside, and I think we discussed this before, right? We discussed that the real upside is when this trend breaks. If it doesn't, it becomes a short entry just like it did right here, just like it did right here, right? It will become a short entry. And you're not coming into this trend line with a higher low. Usually, if you come into with a higher low, you'll think that it'll break at that time. But if you're not, look for a possible rejection. Uh, all right. Well, noting that, I'll probably see what's up. But like I say, I'm bearish on healthcare, so I think this is part of healthcare, right? Just correct me if I'm wrong. ABBV actually has an inside candle, so for tomorrow, this is a good play. We see some bullishness going into one of those levels right here of the inside candle. And it's actually at a make or break point if you look at this, right? The daily 20 is right here. It's been rejecting, rejecting. We're back below it, close below it. I would favor more the downside, even the healthcare is looking bearish. But I'm open for anything, because if I can imagine a big candle like this on J&J. I mean, I'm sorry, on ABBV. If it ends up being a bull flag, let's see that tomorrow we have a green day or whatever. It's bouncing at the 618. I'll be looking at a green candle, possibly 2 days of continuation right here, and bring ABV to here like this. Maybe one candle like this and another candle like that. Uh, but if it doesn't, you know, like we remember, we are on an inside candle. We're looking at a break of the inside candle right here, and we can actually see, since we close below the 20, we can actually see like a little wick up to here, and then big body up to here, right? So a lot of opportunity on ABBV, I think, for both sides. It's smart to put this on your watch for tomorrow. It's gonna be part of my alerts tomorrow, most likely. Okay, so watch out for that. Like I said, I'm bearish on healthcare, so I'll expect probably look for a downside on this. But if it breaks to the upside, I'm gonna take it, baby. I'm gonna take it because it's at the make or break right there, middle of the range. What is GME and should I buy it? No, thank you, sir. We don't do meme stocks over here. We don't do drugs. uh, so next up, I wanted to show you guys what's up with airlines and cruise lines. What's going on with that sector? Um, I'm sorry, did I put when? I'm sorry. So we saw that Jets has a very bullish candle like this. Most of half of the body is a wick, half of the candle is a wick, half of it is a body. Below the 20, that's not very bullish allocation. But if you look at different setups right here, like UAL, uh, it's holding above the 20. It's unable to break lower. The whole session it was going up, I believe, bouncing around the 50% retracement. And if tomorrow ends up being a green day, look at this name right here. I mean, the market was kind of sideways to down until the close. And just look at Delta Airlines, how it was acting today. So we might have some continuation, right? This almost filled the gap right here. So basically, and like let's say objectively speaking, Delta has this trend line. We can take it up to the trend line, or even higher, right? It's an outside candle. So um, so that's what we have, right? The airlines looking very bullish. RCL, looking at stuff like cruise lines right now. RCL, just look at this name, it's super bullish. Look at this range that we have right here. Look at all this empty void area that we have right here until this resistance. So we can definitely see that there's a breakup of this high, and we can have this name taking higher up to this level. So that's very bullish. I'll be looking into RCL calls for tomorrow, possibly one of my trading alerts. And to be honest, we should have swung it. We should have took them at the at the close for some swings. It is what it is. CCL is not breaking out of range yet, but looking like to like our cruise lines are just gonna go together, right? RCL looking like that and CCL looking like this. We can have some opportunity up to this level, up to this other level right here. So and obviously way more if it goes. So I'll be looking at this one to go for as well. Basing around the 20 MA, that's very bullish right here. Very solid green candle today. So CCL and watch for tomorrow. And CLH breaking out of range as well. Well, actually on the top of the range, right? And this one is a little more tricky because it could very well turn around off of this low consolidation area. But if it goes higher, I'll be taking it to the high, to the top of this balance area high right here, right where we had this resistance right here. So another bullish name, base lows around the 20 MA. So those are the setups that I have for tomorrow, right? ABBB, some healthcare to the downside. I'll take it to either side, and then see a um, NCL. I'm sorry, cruise lines and jets for the upside still. But yeah, um, that's what I have. Let's see. Like I said, there's just some very bearish names out there, some bullish names out there. Let's see. Somebody asking me about HKD. Well, I don't know. Buy a share, and maybe there's a short squeeze. There's another halt onto this name. I don't know. I don't do drugs, my friend. Like I said, I don't do drugs. Um, Somebody asking about pen. Remember my baby UNH. Let me see. Somebody asked about Zim. Uh, Zim. Ooh, looking bearish, my friend. Looking bearish. Looking for a new low again on this thing, possibly. Thank you for a heads up. We can short this tomorrow, possibly. It's extended still on the daily, but if it's got momentum, it's just gonna dump it. And remind me, Zim is a shipping service company? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Shipping? Okay. Uh, do they use railroads? Because that railroad thing may hurt it, right? We don't do penny stocks. Zim is a $31 stock. But yeah, we don't do penny stocks. We don't do penny stocks. No, no, don't throw me penny stocks. um, wasn't this a penny stock though? The name kind of strikes me that it was a penny stock. Mm, all right. Just somebody. Well, profit. Uh, somebody told. Oh, somebody told me to check out UNH. UNH, like I said, is broke out of this range already. Broke off of this level right here. I'm thinking that I will actually go to for the weekly for any more levels. Like there's a, I guess you can call it demand area on all this long wick right here. If we can probably take this into this low right here. I mean, this is the bottom of those two wicks right here. It only makes sense, right? That could be the potential biggest level on it, which is 493. And if healthcare goes bearish, I mean, the UNH is gonna jump like a palomita, like a palomita, guys. Um, okay, I'm going to ask about pen, pen. What's it called? Let's say very bullish hammer right here, very big reversal, drop into reversal right here. I believe is pen still part of the S&P? I see. We made a drop into a 10% extension. Now, look at this. This is a good lesson, guys. A lot of the short targets are gonna go into a 10% extension, and that's it. And it could be. I haven't tried this where I go long, right? If I'm shorting something from the 618 and it touches the 10% extension, I get out because a lot of times that's it. And I haven't tried to go long at it, but a lot of times it works. A lot of the times it just works. So that's very bullish when that happens, and I've seen stuff that when it bounces at the 10% extension, it just never looks back and it goes up, up, and up. So looking for that into tomorrow. This is basically what you call a two down, two up strat reversal, right? If as long as this candle stays above the prior candle close, when it's a down candle like this, what you look for is a break off of this high right here, right? A break off of this high, and you target the top of this high. Somebody asked me earlier about the my favorite strategy and all this stuff. It's basically this one, the two down, two up strat reversal right here. So if we cross this right here, basically we'll be looking at this, and if it aligns with any type of a overextension from this down move, and it is the 618 retracement, I will happily take the pen to the upside onto this right here. Further than that, I don't know, my friend. It will have to prove itself at that point. But that's the setup I see. Uh, all right. Let's see. Holy shit, you guys throwing a lot. I just seen the chat. Let's see. Uh, the KNG. I don't know. Oh, very bullish. Very bullish, guys. Okay. Break off of this high. Already close about this high. Let's look at this bearish retracement from this and this. Okay, about the 50. I will probably target the 618 if I'm longing it up to here. And if it goes even higher, it will initiate a gap fill and I will take it up to the top of the gap right here. Further than this, I will take it into the lows of this consolidation area right here. Good catch, my friends. It's not a penny stock, but it's good catch. Good catch. This looks good. Base out around the 20 EMA on the daily. Should have pick up a long right here. Right, and go up from here. And see, take it level by level. Take it into this level right here. That's a good setup, Ben. That's a good setup. Alright. Let me see what else. Do we pick cons on what? On what paper? Oh, it's because I was stacking of pen, right? Okay, the pen. The pen. I'm gonna be a little bit skeptical about this trade, but if I was to trade this, let me look at the contracts real quick. I'll be looking at the 32 calls, possibly. I mean, they have 23 delta, but they could be in the money if that happens, right? Or at the money. So I'm looking at the 32 calls. I mean, you want to go 35s, that would be crazy, my friend. But it's just because I'm be looking at this level. But I'm talking about like for weeklies, right? For weeklies, if you believe that pen is actually bottoming right here, it's gonna make a bounce. Then 35s next week is probably a good play or more. October 21st. Oh yeah, yeah. You're looking at 37 days out. Yeah. I see 3,000 open interest. I see it. I see it. Did it get open today? No, that's there's 187 volume to it. So whoever opened that was very underwater today. I don't know if they opened at the close yesterday, but they're certainly red. Those guys are certainly red. That was you. You're certainly red. You're certainly red on that position. Even though it's a high open interest, that person is very red. Uh, Yeah, I'll buy some weeklies if it triggers. The two downs to upside reversal will trigger. I think it'll trigger if we end up having like a set that bounce tomorrow on the market. This setup's gonna trigger. This setup's gonna trigger. Okay. Somebody asked me on chat AVGO. Let's look at AVGO. Uh, Oops, sorry about this. It's been a long time since I don't trade this. We have an inside candle on AVGO with a bounce off around the 618. That is bullish, but it is rejecting. Oh my goodness. Come on, draw it, TOS. The 32 retracement with the 50% being the 20 EMA. So there's a trigger to go long on this if it breaks this this inside candle to the highs, but I will probably only take it up to this right here, which is 2 points. No, actually 3 points, 3.5 points. It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit, but I will be hesitant to take it even further than this because the 20 will be hidden around this area as well. So I'll be hesitant, and a break of the inside candle to the downside, I will be targeting this candle high right here, this level right here, this low right here, and then ultimately this low right here. But I'll be careful of this one right here. It can, and actually, it can represent a good opportunity on tomorrow. Full low, is that a solar stock? Or you mean football? Football, football. Ooh, looking bullish, breaking out of this area right here. Where can we take this to? Boom, to boom. 32 higher than this. I will take it to this right here. I'll take it to this right here. But this is I think I'm walking into the penny stock area, my friend. This this thing is already this is already on the my penny stock. It's already it's just 12 cents from being it was a penny stock earlier. No, but if it's telling you anything, is that small caps are actually aiming higher right now. Right, they're doing a lot better than I would say the S&P stocks, right? Or not the S&Ps, but at least tech, you know. But I mean, it doesn't take a ton of money to move off 11% full, but then it takes Netflix, I don't know, 11% or something like that. Now, solar stocks, I've been looking for them to short them into the goddamn ground. But I guess I should play the upside while they're going up, right? Obviously, it's not time to short yet. And when the time comes, I'll let you guys know. This setup was beautiful when I shorted that day, but obviously it's still holding up out the daily 20. So can go even higher. Um, SPWR as well, looking like a bull flag, possible breakup of it soon. I see a little more range into it than let's say Enphase. Enphase is a little crazy, but I could see SPWR going a little higher, going off of this bull flag right here. So basically, this is almost an inside candle breakup of it. I'll be looking to this high, and if that breaks, I'll be looking into the next area high around right here. You know, yeah, around right here or so. So there's a little bit of room on SPWR, some power, and FSLR inside candle as well. I just think those names are super mega overextended, dude. I just think they are. But who am I to say that they cannot go higher, right? I'm just gonna wait to see. My takeaway on them is that I want to see a better setup so I can start shorting them from there, and I want to take them back to reality. But yeah, that's what I got on them. I mean, they're bullish right now. So I'll be staying away from them. But yeah, let's see. Let me look over here. CEA. Looking at CEA. I'm sorry. Was that SE? CEA Sky Cargo. I don't see anything on there. I'm guessing there'll be a name because it's an ETF. I don't know. It's because I'm guessing it's gonna be something because of the railroads. Their airline cargoes are gonna go. Sea and airline are gonna go crazy. Um, I don't know. So like I'm looking at the actually the holdings on this name right now. Give me 1 second. Looking at the holdings right now on this ETF. So I'm looking at the ZIM as actually part of this. So it's uh probably why. I don't see the tickers on it. But I mean this I will play the names on it instead of the ETF because it's probably not liquid. Yeah, it's not liquid at all. So you have to play it on on shares and I don't want that. No thank you, sir. All right. My time is up, guys, but I'll see. I think we have some good setups, and I didn't write anything down, cabrones. I forgot, but I'll look back. Like I said, cruise lines, airlines, um, energy to the upside. Looks like healthcare could be to the downside. Um, I think we know where we are on the S&Ps. We know that we're extended still, and we can go higher. We know about maximum pain. We know where it's sitting at. So let's stay objectively and trade tomorrow with conviction. Thank you for your participation today. It's the first time I get some real participation and I love it. It makes me want to do it more. Oh shit, bomb. Flashbang. I just wanted to do one last flashbang. Thank you for coming, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good rest of your evening. Thank you all.